Planet Vero Studio is powered by the Nolan Group of eXp Realty. MyNextHomeFinder.com. Welcome to the radio show that features local small businesses, amazing nonprofits, and all types of inspiring stories to give strength, instill love, and provide hope within our community. It's time for Outspoken Outreach with your host, Dr. Amanda Hackford.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's show. We have some amazing guests here with us today from Emerald Medical. I'm going to let you hear from them what Emerald Medical is and how they help everyone there. And with us is Chris and Adrian to explain all about what they do and what Emerald Medical is. So to start, I just want to say thank you for being here. We're excited to have you and to hear all about Emerald Medical. I, for one, invited you because I thought it was really, really cool, really amazing. So I guess I'll start first with Chris and just let you just basically say who you are and how you got involved and how it started.
Absolutely. My name's Chris Hasnauer. I'm a physician assistant, military trained, and we started Emerald Medical. It kind of was born out of COVID. It had a medical division to a private security company that I was running, and when COVID shut all of that stuff down, we took the medical division and started a practice, and we were kind of doing urgent care to you, house call kind of medicine, and it's basically morphed into a multi-service primary care and behavioral health practice. We do a little bit of everything. Everybody that we have is a veteran. All of our practitioners are military special operations trained and have a medical background, civilian medical background. So myself and the two doctors that are involved are all ER trained. And we kind of do a little bit of everything. And then that morphed into, actually out of my own necessity. I mean, I have my own PTSD dog, and obviously I'm very vocal about my own struggles with PTSD and the different things. And honestly, it kind of morphed into how I met Adrian. He's actually my therapist. And then I was like, well, you should come and work here, and
yeah,
we could turn this into something good. So that was basically how it became what it is now.
Okay, so see, I didn't know how it started, so I just got the little background of how it kind of evolved and started. So, and that's awesome as well. And the veterans, which you just mentioned, was another unique thing, an aspect that I thought was how everybody kind of has that veteran background. And so that's another kind of unique aspect to you, is how you can help others that are veterans because you know about it. So you have that, but you also can help. It doesn't have to be a veteran.
No, it doesn't, not at all. And really what it comes down with the veterans part of it is there are certain things, without getting overly political about it, that the VA has absolutely dropped the ball on.
Oh, yeah.
And we have all been, I don't want to call it victims of that. I guess I will call it victims of that. And we've all been victims of that. And we came together and we started talking about this. Is like, how can we fix this? What can we do to make this better? Because we know where it led us. Can we get ahead of that? And through both sides of that, that's what we're trying to do. Through the medical side that we have, and we offer, like I said, a full range of services, and then kind of lead into Adrian's side with the behavioral health and where that goes. But it's a...
So then we do have Adrian here. And so you can say kind of what you do and there, and then how you kind of got involved too.
Sure. Yeah. So I am Adrian, and I'm a retired Marine. I was with Marine Recon and Force Recon, and then Marine Special Operations Command.
Awesome.
Got sent to Wounded Warrior Regiment after, one too many injuries. And as I was going through that whole medical process, I've metal in both hips, metal in my shoulder, 2 artificial discs in my neck, and kind of blind in one eye. The Marine Corps pretty much said, hey, we're done with you. Have a nice life. And that's when I started dealing with my own mental health struggles. And as I was going through the process and working with all these different counselors, like I met a bunch of people who I thought were, super intelligent, had a lot of great wisdom and knowledge, but they just didn't understand our way of life at all. Seeing the same thing over at the VA. And, to try to make a long story a little shorter, just got to the place where I realized that after I finished working on mending myself, I wanted to try to be the type of therapist that I wish I had, or as close to that as possible. So it's when I got to a certain point, turned around and went to grad school, continued to pursue this career. Actually, my first job out of the military was to work at NASA for a little while, but my heart was to kind of fall into this role of counseling. So I just kept doing what I needed to do until what I wanted to do was able to take over. Started as a private practice therapist, and then worked up to the executive director of another facility, where Chris and I met each other, and then just had the same passion for wanting to do something, same type of thought process, ways of focusing on the problem at hand, or trying to tackle a bigger issue,
Right.
which wasn't just veterans and first responders, which
Right.
is really what we have a special knack for sure, but just taking on this kind of broken medical system.
It is, for sure. The whole system is very. You could really pick any system, and it doesn't have to be just the medical system, but we have a lot of broken systems.
Absolutely. And I think that what we found is that as we build this out, and it continually morphs and changes as to what the needs of the different people are. And that's the other part of the puzzle that I always find interesting is we'll take a patient and they'll come in to see Adrian, and then something will come up, and then they'll end up seeing me because whatever comes up, and like, it's a very collaborative thing. And our medical directors are awesome because they're from the same background, and Dr. Augusto is amazing. I'd bring him here, but he hates public speaking, so he'll never be on here. But he's a phenomenal physician and great mentor with everything that we do, and it's allowed us to kind of build this out into where it's currently going.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys have a really unique way of seeing patients because you have so many there, but all work together. You're not just in and out of like a walk-in clinic, see one patient and right out the door, so it sounds like everybody works together to really target what this patient needs are. And you have the mental health aspect, which is really important to me. So you're not seeing somebody, getting some medicine and on their way. The mental health is extremely important because you're really hitting what they really need to get to the root of the problem, which is not always just that physical ailment. So that's why I thought it was so unique at where you're at.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. That's a consistent frustration at times, on the mental health side, is like, you're working with an individual, and if you have a psychiatrist or a doctor on staff and you're trying to work on anxiety or depression or whatever it might be, and then they're going to see their primary care provider, and then another doctor, and then another physician out there too, and someone's treating them for this symptom, which might actually be associated with their depression or the anxiety,
Right.
but they're looking at it a totally different way versus having it all underneath of one household. And as soon as they're finished working with me, I can say, hey, let's bring you to talk to Chris. Let's go right across the hall and try to figure out how to attack this like a one-stop shop.
Right. It's a lot of collaboration where you can really get to the bottom of which side it is, or sometimes it's both, and it needs to be treated dually.
Without a doubt. And then, coming back from that and even adding to that, like where he said they go see a doctor here, doctor there, doctor at the VA. I've got the specialist for this and the specialist for this, and nobody's actually done a records review to deconflict what all these different specialists are doing, because when they get into their wheelhouse, I mean, they are the subject matter experts, but sometimes they forget there's other subject matter experts treating over here, and sometimes those things can be opposed to each other. And,
yeah, exactly.
Or there's not, you're giving them this, but they're also giving them this, and there's side effects and all kinds of different things. And that's been a really interesting part of all of this is the military term that only comes to mind is like battle space deconfliction, but like really what it is like, it's just you're deconflicting these problems to find more of a root cause analysis.
Yeah, exactly. And so does your center, I keep saying center, is that the right term for?
We just got an office right now. Eventually, yeah, that'd be great to have a center.
you guys are going to people.
We do some of that too. That's very,
or does it depend?
We depends. Depends on the patient needs.
Okay. So you will do a house visit?
Yes.
Is that correct?
So from medical side, that we do a lot of those. The behavioral health side, the telemed side for behavioral health is pretty substantial. There's just sometimes with just primary care medicine, you have to like see the patient, lay hands on the patient to examine them. So it gets past that point rather quickly.
Okay.
And there we do have patients that they just can't come to our office, so we'll go to them.
Is there insurance? Do you accept insurances? Is that how? That's just trying to get that out there for people that may or may not need it.
Yes,
okay.
we do. We take Blue Cross Blue Shield, TRICARE, Medicare, Cigna, Aetna.
Okay, good.
Maybe a few more, but constantly fighting the insurance battle. That is honestly the bane of our existence.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I know. But I just wanted to get that out for patients that may have that and want to come see you.
No, that's good, because that's a huge obstacle for so many people as well too. It's like, do you guys take my insurance? Do you get like, we'll try, we'll work with you. I mean, like I think Chris and I are both in this because we have a heart to want to do it. Like there was other jobs that were out there, but I passion to want to be working with people and being in the mental health field. And like, we'll do what we need to do to try to help the person. But yeah, that's a constant frustration for people. Like, the never ending insurance question. Do you take my insurance?
Mm-hmm.
We're willing to work with whatever we got to work with.
Right.
But usually the struggle is not on our side or the individual side. It's that broken healthcare system.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Some other things that we offer, though, I mean, I know that there's uninsured people out there. We offer subscription services where you pay a monthly fee and we're your doctor.
Okay.
We offer some benefits to these different services, so we do IV infusion therapies. Do hormone replacement. We do ketamine therapy. We do a little bit of everything. We have a very diverse background in what we're able to do, comfortable to do, and all those things. I mean, I've done house calls where they didn't want to take their kid to the ER, so I went and stitched them up at home. Oh, nice. Things like that. So, I mean, it's kind of like all on the table. And if it's out of our scope, we'll find somebody that's not, and we will help you get to the right place. The other thing that we have finally gotten into, which we, submitted for it 2 years ago when it came out, but we work with the VCCN program, which is we can actually take patients out of the VA system. Okay. This is a very arduous process. That is very much putting it mildly. Yeah. I don't think there's enough adjectives to describe it. Not that I can say on the air. And, as we work through it, we've found that we can really help these patients. It's just the system is what it is.
We're a military family, so I don't have words either, but that's okay.
But then beyond that, from the first responder side, the program is built around obviously our background is military, but what we found is that from a behavioral health standpoint, even to the point of like a treatment standpoint on some things, the Department of Defense is about 10 years ahead of where municipalities, law enforcement, these different agencies are treating their people, even though some of the experiences are, I guess they're very similar. I mean, obviously they're not the same. It's a very different thing, but building those programs out and saying, okay, how can we help these people? Because you take a firefighter, a paramedic that, you see so many horrible calls to these different things, medical providers too, but you see these different things where they haven't dealt with it. Right. Or, like my combat PTSD is not based on anybody that I shot at me or anything like that, or anything that blew up. It's all based on people that I couldn't help as a medical provider. So, and I know that. It took me a while to unpack that. These different things that come up with that, and it's trying to, and also I think that in my experience, these particular types of patients, they don't present the same way, where you would, either, I don't know, you call them civilians, I guess, or not in that line of work, but they process these things differently. And then even with injuries like chronic pain and these different things that I don't want to deal with that because that's going to pull me off my job, or I can't do this. So there's so much more with it. Yeah, there's a lot that people don't understand. And a lot of people dealing with PTSD, and you'll know this a lot, they don't even understand a lot of times where it's coming from. They've really got to get to the root of that because they're dealing with a lot of these symptoms, but until they really get to the bottom of it, don't understand where it's even coming from a lot of times. Absolutely. So they really, really get there. They've really got to get there.
I think we've been stuck in this stigmatized kind of world lately, especially with PTSD, where, I mean, first off, if you're a veteran or a service member, first responder, as soon as you walk in, they just pull out that big old PTSD stamp and want to hit you with it. Yeah. People don't recognize too, some people have PTSD, and because they've been so trained to think of it as, it must be that big battle, the big explosion, the big car accident. There's specific criteria on that. Some people are dealing with trauma, some PTSD, and they need to kind of have it explained how this visual stimuli and the way that it's stamped into your memory created this like adverse reaction where they don't want to access that file, like a corrupt file on a computer system. And they don't realize that that's what they're experiencing because they're so conditioned to thinking, well, I wasn't in the military, I can't have PTSD. Yeah, and there's a lot of those protection mechanisms that people put up too, and you could go on and on. We are going to take a really quick commercial break and then come back and talk about other things that you guys do and exciting news that you told me about a nonprofit. So stay with us, please.
Hackford Landscaping is the full-scale tree service hardscape and landscape company that will do any outdoor job. Call Hackford Landscaping for tree trimming, tree injections, and removal. Services include landscape design, stump grinding, haverstone projects such as walkways, patios, and pool decks, landscape lighting, irrigation, hedge and bush shaping, flowers, trees, shrubs, rocks, sand, mulch and sod, and more. Any outdoor job, large or small, give Hackford a call. 772-584-7364. Online at hackfordtreeservice.com.
At Compass Pest Control, we focus on killing pests where they live and breed by terminating them outside your home or office before they can get in. Hi, I'm Chris Hudman, co-owner of Compass Pest Control. We prevent roaches, ants, and other pests from getting inside with a proactive approach. We don't stop there. We also offer lawn and plant health programs. And we'll never sell you something you don't need. At Compass Pest Control, our prices are competitive, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Get a free estimate. Visit compasspests.com.
Is owning a home your goal? With the rising cost of rent, you could be saving a lot of money by owning your own home. At Caliber Home Loans, we can help make home ownership a reality. Meet with us for a free consultation and get on the right path to buy the home of your dreams. For Caliber, home loans is all we do. We use local appraisers and offer a variety of loan options to fit your lifestyle and budget. Call us today, 844-GO-CALIBER, license number CHL15622, Caliber Home Loans, TreasureCoast.com.
If you've got a job to do, call Workhorse. We can remodel your whole home, your bathroom, your kitchen, or even just put a fresh coat of paint on whatever you need. We're not handyman, we're licensed and insured contractors. Find us on Facebook, Workhorse Residential Contractor.
Hello, this is Carol Jean Jordan, your tax collector here in Indian River County. All of our offices are scheduling appointments for in-office services, but you can get that little yellow sticker quicker by using our Express Lane. It's fast, convenient, and free when you pay with an e-check. Renew your registration on our website and select Pick Up at the Tax Collector's Office. Order before 3 p.m. and you can pick up your little yellow sticker on the same day. Order at irctax.com. That's irctax.com.
Today at lunch, enjoy a Southern home-cooked meal paired with the best sweet tea in town at Marsh Landing Restaurant. You'll love our daily lunch specials like chicken and dumplings every Thursday, and you've got to try the handcrafted sandwiches. Experience old Florida cuisine at Marsh Landing in Fellsmere.
That's the sound of another job well done by Marcus Mobile Detailing and Pressure Cleaning. Marcus always does the job right. Detail your car, pressure wash your driveway or patio. You don't have to do a thing. Marcus even comes to you. Just Google or Facebook Marcus Mobile Detailing and Pressure Cleaning.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here with Emerald Medical, and I hope you are joining us. If you're just joining us, stay with us for the rest of the show. They have an exciting new nonprofit that Adrian's going to tell us all about, which is the Sheepdog Program.
Yeah, so it's the Sheepdog Program Corporation, and it is a nonprofit that we established to specifically work and focus on helping service members, both past and present, and first responders.
Okay.
So the main goal is to eliminate whatever barriers are in the way of service members getting the care that they're looking for. We've had housing facilities in place to, if staying in a sober house is the struggle, or not having a place to stay at while you're trying to work on recovery is the issue. We worked on trying to facilitate that, helping them address whatever bills or challenges or travel might be in the way of getting somebody to a place for recovery, and bringing in a comprehensive approach. So getting people to treatment is the first step. The second step's also been creating a curriculum that specifically speaks to first responders and those service members.
This is really neat. I like this. I thought when you just said first responders, and I didn't know exactly what it entailed, so I'm learning a lot about it. So you're helping with first getting the treatment and then staying kind of along with a place for them to stay, or getting them into a sober living. I don't have exact details. I'm just trying to get it right. So for people listening, and then if they need somewhere after, is that what you're saying too? Or am I getting this confused?
Well, mind if I jump in?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. So, I just don't want to mess it up.
So where it's been very interesting. So the Sheepdog Program kind of is scholarship, like depending on your case, they'll kind of help you through what you're needing to do.
Okay.
So essentially, Emerald Medical has licensed the Sheepdog curriculum to run the programming, which the nonprofit owns, and Adrian and the board can evaluate other practices to see, hey, do you fit our mold? Would you meet the criteria to run another Sheepdog program? which is
Okay.
kind of where we're heading with it. But the other thing that we've seen with these patients is patients that couldn't pay. Like either they're not VA, they got out, they don't have any benefits, they don't have insurance. They have literally written checks and said, okay, we're going to pay for this guy's 30 days of treatment.
Okay, so it's kind of like sponsoring people through the program that you guys have done the curriculum for that have seen success with.
Well, he wrote the curriculum and has kind of built it out, and that's, yeah.
So I'm sure it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, yes. And we've had it at other facilities before, and like Chris was saying, I mean, one of the most important parts is like, will that facility maintain the standard? Like, we know that, EMDR works. We know that family therapy is important. We know that the individual sessions, narrative therapy is great.
Right.
CBT, DBT, these things are all effective. We know that virtual reality exposure therapy works great. Problem is the places that are focusing on these things, they'll like give you like one at a time because they're doing it usually off of a grant and they need to make sure that the modalities are effective. We recognize that it's important to like why not get them all of them at once? Like why not give them this comprehensive approach that really addresses the issue and really helps these guys get back home?
Exactly, and we need more of that and more that is successful.
And we've seen like some of the others, and to speak to the medical side of that, like from our standpoint, what we would do is we would there's medical examinations to go with these things. I mean, there's all kinds of different things that these guys come in with. Or just having medical evaluation for, I mean, we're not running a detox facility, but at least managing these guys and knowing, okay, because it's sober living, it's not a recovery facility, it's not 24-hour nursing care, those things, but it is something where they do need medical evaluation, or having the ability to say, hey, this guy might be a great candidate for ketamine therapy or some other medical modality, these different things that we can do.
Well, speaking of that, you guys have seen a lot of success with that, and that's something else unique that you do.
Yes. So we started doing ketamine therapy about 6 months ago. All of us have experience with it, just use ketamine in the ER, and ketamine therapy kind of has developed out over a long time. And United States Special Operations Command started using ketamine on the battlefield in about 2008. And we figured out that the guys that got ketamine at point of injury didn't have PTSD.
Okay.
We're like, why is that? What does this do?
Yeah.
So, research down, 15, 18 years later, here we go. And what we're finding is the ramifications of using this, and specifically in conjunction with these various behavioral health concepts, we're finding them amazing.
Okay.
Truly, like I would say, and this would be anecdotal because I don't have enough research to back it yet, but I would say that your symptoms are about half as bad and a third as often post-treatment.
Wow. Okay. No, I like that. I do want to just mention though that if you want to contact Emerald Medical, it's emerald-medical.com for those of you who are only auditory listening on our show or podcast. It is up on the screen for people watching. And then back to the Sheepdog program, we mentioned that it is a nonprofit. So if you have it in your heart to help someone like that, you can go to thesheepdogprogram.com, thesheepdogprogram.com. You can learn more about it there because this is just touching on the surface. And you can also make donations there since they are a nonprofit, and all nonprofits can't do what they do without help from people like you and their donations. So please check them out and see if it's something that you would like to help out with, because they do need donations from people like you. And we only have just a tiny bit left. So is there something last minute that
I
you want to mention?
I will throw this out there since I actually started the first planning meeting for this today, and I'll just tell everybody here. So with the help of Renato Tavares and Jiu-Jitsu out there, we're actually going to do a Night at the Fights fundraiser event for the Sheepdog program.
Mention that, yeah.
And I have no dates yet. I know that it's coming. We've basically started with the planning process of running that event, but it will be like a black tie Vegas style fight night.
Awesome. So they can check the website. Those will be on those websites.
Yeah,
they can
we'll
check
start
out
pushing
for the
it.
more
As soon as we get
information.
dates, as soon as I get the dates, they'll be on all our social media. They'll be everywhere.
And social media. Okay, so you guys check Emerald Medical and the Sheepdog Program's social media, Facebook. I can't talk. This is crazy.
Yep,
Facebook sites. Thank you. I went to school. No, or the websites for more information of those coming up, because those are going to be fundraisers for the program. And any last minute, we only have about a minute left, or close to last where we close out. Otherwise, I just want to thank you guys very much and encourage everybody to go check Emerald Medical out, because they're very unique, and I'm sure veteran or not can help you in some way. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having
us. And
me.
Jasper's here with us too. You just can't see him. Can you see? There he is. You can't see him. There he is. If you're watching visually, you can see Jasper hanging out. All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
And as always, be safe and be blessed.